Chris Sewall here, baseball card collector, investor, dealer in that order. Welcome everyone. High rollers time, and this week is a doozy. We're checking out the latest Heritage auction, which ended on February 25th. Lots of six-figure sales to show you, multiple seven-figure sales to show you, lots of record breakers, and we will talk about all of that, of course. We'll count down the top 10 after checking out some honorable mentions, and we will start with pre-war baseball. 1936 Worldwide Gum Lou Gehrig, impossibly rare card in an impossibly rare grade. SGC near mint in 8, $164,400. All the prices you see include the buyer's premium. Technically, this hammer price was less than this, but that's what the buyer is paying out of pocket to own the card. Stan the Man Musial rookie, 1948 Bowman, graded a scorching PSA mint 9 from our Blazer division, $48,000 for the Cardinal Great. Sticking with PSA 9s from the era, 1954 Bowman Mickey Mantle. This is technically a fourth-year card of the Mick. PSA mint 9, older PSA label, but still an absolute scorcher, $204,000. Upgrading now to PSA 10s, 1963 Topps Hank Aaron, graded a PSA Gem Mint 10, sort of a mid-career card of Hammer and Hank, $210,000. This is a PSA pop, not very many. Sticking with PSA 10s, 1980 Topps Ricky Henderson rookie, also graded a PSA Gem Mint 10. I believe this is something like a pop 20, somewhere in there if my memory serves me correctly. $138,000, although that price is actually down from the last few sales of copies of this card in PSA 10 holders. 1994 Upper Deck Collector's Choice Michael Jordan box topper blow-up autograph. Back when Jordan played a couple seasons in the minor leagues for the White Sox. Never made the majors, but did get some cards. This was graded a PSA near mint 7 with a DNA authentic for the auto. I've never even seen this card before, so obviously quite rare. $55,200. Switching over to football, 1963 Fleer football, unopened wax box. You get 24 packs in the box. The box is sealed and certified by Baseball Card Exchange. You can see back in the day, packs went for 5 cents, so 24 packs here would have costed you $1.20. Today, the box goes for $204,000. 1981 Topps Joe Montana rookie, graded a BGS Pristine 10. The only imperfection, getting a 9.5 subgrade for surface. This is actually the first ever known sale of a BGS Pristine 10 copy of this card. $102,000. It falls just short of the all-time record of the card in any grade. A PSA 10 went for $112,000 back in 2021. Tom Brady rookie 2000 Leaf Limited. This is a limited edition parallel, serial numbered out of just 50. Graded a PSA Gem Mint 10. It goes for $49,200. We're going to check out some memorabilia just to switch it up a bit here. 1962 game-worn jersey of Hank Aaron with the Milwaukee Braves. The jersey's been autographed. You can see it looks dirty perhaps when he was sliding into home, or who knows. $420,000, close to $500,000 for this piece of history here. 2003 sneakers worn by LeBron James in his rookie season with the Cleveland Cavaliers have been photo matched to 3 games. It's been autographed, and it goes for $146,400. 1981 New York Islanders Stanley Cup Championship ring. This was presented to Mike Bossy. It's part of the Mike Bossy collection, which I'm guessing involves a lot of memorabilia around Mike Bossy. $228,000. 1984 Baseball Hall of Fame Gold Rolex. This was a President's Day gift presented to Harmon Killebrew when he was inducted into the Hall of Fame. $31,200. It's a bird, it's a plane. No, it's a 1948 through 1950 Superman costume worn by Kirk Allen in the first live-action Superman films. $49,200. I didn't know there were Superman films from the 40s, but learn something new every day. How about an 1888 Spalding Baseball World Tour promotional poster? It says Spalding's Australian Baseball Tour. It says Chicago down at the bottom. I don't know where they went on the tour, but I'm guessing Australia and Chicago and some other places as well. I don't know the players in the photos there, but I'm guessing there are some good ones, as this went for close to $250,000, $240,000. 1872 Baltimore Canaries versus Boston Red Stockings Mort Rogers photographic scorecard picturing Harry Schaefer. $28,800 for this thing. 1984 Sports Illustrated magazine featuring Michael Jordan with the title A Star Is Born. It's actually not Jordan's first appearance on a Sports Illustrated cover, but I believe it's his first where he's all alone, and also the first in a Bulls uniform, maybe. $33,600. It's graded a CGC 9.6, which sounds pretty good. 1965 Mickey Mantle autographed player contract, where he signed with the New York Yankees. You can see his signature down there at the bottom, $32,400. $400. And we'll finish on this 1969 to 1970 Jimi Hendrix concert-worn headband. It's been photo matched to 7 performances. The headband here goes for $51,600. But that brings us to our top 10, and tipping us off at number 10 is a pretty unique item here. 1969 Topps Basketball Uncut Sheet. 99 cards in the sheet. It's a 9x11, and 99 cards makes up a full 1969 Topps Basketball set. So this uncut sheet is the full set. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the key rookie in this set, but there's actually lots of all-time great Hall of Fame rookie cards in this set, including, and my research department actually wrote this down for me, so I'm going to read it out, Nate Thurmond, Connie Hawkins, John Havlicek, Jerry Lucas, Wes Unseld, Willis Reed, Elvin Hayes, Earl Monroe, Walt Frazier, and others. And yes, they did include the "and others" on the list to help me out here. But I don't think I've ever seen one of these sheets before, at least not uncut and not from 1969 Topps Basketball. Sold for $216,000. I don't know if this is like a one-of-a-kind item or if there's other that exist, but I could not find another copy that sold, so $216,000 is what it would cost you to own one of these. Number 9, 1951 Bowman. Number 305, Willie Mays rookie, the Say Kid, and the card looks really sharp. Maybe the tiniest bit off-centered, slightly tipped corners, maybe a little bit of surface imperfections. There seems to be a dot kind of like on his cheek, and maybe a print line. I don't know. 8 seems maybe a little bit generous, given that there's also a little bit of staining on the back, but obviously a very, very sharp card. Sold for $234,000. A sale is basically what you would expect. The last 2 sales of a PSA 8 before this one were for $200,000 and $252,000. So this one's sort of splitting those two right down the middle. It is a PSA Pop 78, and there are 9 copies graded higher. No 10s have ever been given out. Number 8, Who's Feeling Lucky? 1966 Topps Baseball unopened wax box. The box is sealed and certified by Baseball Card Exchange. It's Series 2 and 3, and for anyone wondering, the key cards in those series include Jim Palmer rookie, Don Sutton rookie, Fergie Jenkins rookie, and the league leaders, including one with Aaron Mays and Clemente. 24 packs in the box. There you can see back in 1966, this cost 5 cents per pack. This sold for $276,000. So if you bought the 24 packs for 5 cents a piece, back in 1966, it would have cost you $1.20. And here, 60-some years later, you would have sold it for a $275,998.80 profit, if I did that calculation correct. Nice ROI on that one. Number 7, 1937 OPC number 118, Joe DiMaggio, graded an impossible SGC Mint 9 from our division. This is the single highest graded copy on planet Earth from one of the major grading companies, and a Mint 9 looks appropriate. It is absolutely perfect here on the front and on the back. I guess maybe the tiniest bit off-centered on the back if you were really looking for something to nitpick about. This sold for $288,000. Extremely rare card, and this is the new all-time record sale of this card in any grade by a large margin. The previous high was a PSA 8, which sold for $97,000 back in 2021. So this sale here basically 3xing the all-time record sale of any copy of this card. There's only roughly 50 known graded examples ever to exist, and as I mentioned earlier, it is an SGC Pop 1 with none higher. Number 6, 1915 Cracker Jack number 103, Joe Jackson, graded a scorching SGC near mint plus 8.5. Look at the grades on some of these pre-war cards. Another absolute beauty here for Shoeless Joe. Front looks just razor sharp all around. I can't even find much. Maybe the tiniest bit off-centered left to right. And the back also off-centered left to right is sort of the only thing I can really pick up here. The back is upside down, as it is supposed to be on the 1915 Cracker Jacks for whatever they were thinking back then. This one sold for $336,000, and like the DiMaggio we just saw, this is the new record sale of any copy of this card ever. The previous high was a PSA 8, which sold for $212,000. That was back in 2022. So this one going for about 50% over the previous record. It is an SGC Pop 4, and there are 2 copies graded higher. Both of the higher copies are graded Mint 9s. Number 5, 1986 Fleer Basketball complete set. 132 cards in this set, and every card is graded a PSA Gem Mint 10. The most important card in the set is, of course, the Michael Jordan rookie. There it is in Gem Mint 10 grade. But there's actually, I believe, 11 total Hall of Fame rookie cards in this set, including Karl Malone, Charles Barkley, Hakeem Olajuwon, Clyde Drexler, Dominique Wilkins, Isaiah Thomas, and a few others. This sold for $360,000. The Michael Jordan alone sells for about $200K, and as I've noticed with a number of these sets, when there's an 86 Fleer set, the Michael Jordan is usually about half the value of the set, assuming everything's in uniform grade, and that's roughly the case here. Number 4, 1951 Bowman, number 253, Mickey Mantle rookie, graded a PSA near mint 8, and as you look at the card, it's slightly off-centered left to right, which is the sort of only noticeable thing I see here. Maybe the tiniest bit off-centered top to bottom as well, but centering is pretty solid, very, very minor centering issues. Everything else looks extremely sharp, both on the front and on the back. This sold for $360,000, and this sale is actually right in line with recent sales. The average of the last 5 sales dating back about 6 months or so of a PSA 8 is $363,000, so this one landing right about where you would expect. The all-time record sale of this card in a PSA 8 is $615,000. That was at the absolute peak of the hobby boom in February of 2021. Number 3, 1915 Boston Red Sox team photo postcard with Babe Ruth. It's graded a PSA X Mint 6, and you can see Babe Ruth sort of top and center in the photo there. Other Hall of Famers on here include Tris Speaker and Harry Hooper. Incredible grade here for a 109-year-old postcard, but this would technically be a pre-rookie of Babe Ruth. His rookie cards are generally considered to be from 1916, and again, I've never seen this before, and it is extremely rare. More on that coming up in just a sec. Sold for over $500,000, $564,000. Like we've said a number of times on this auction here, this is the new all-time record sale of this card in any grade, and this one by a very, very distant margin. The previous high was a PSA 3.5, which sold for $108,000 back in 2018. So this here, more than 5xing the all-time record sale of this card in any grade. And it's actually the first sale of a copy of this postcard in a number of years, so that's not overly surprising. The card is a PSA Pop 1, and there are no copies graded higher. This is the highest known graded copy on planet Earth. It's only been graded in totality 10 times by PSA. Number 2, a High Rollers regular, 1952 Topps, number 311, Mickey Mantle. Graded a PSA near mint plus 8.5, technically a second-year card of the Mick, and a little bit off-centered left to right, and I guess top to bottom as well. Very, very minor centering issues. The only thing that jumps out here, everything else looks very, very clean on the front and also on the back. Sold for $2,370,000. Now, this is the all-time record sale of this card in this grade, although that's not really surprising, as the last PSA 8.5 sale was all the way back in 2019 when it sold for just under $1 million. Today, a PSA 8 sells for about $1 million, and the last PSA 9 sold for $5 million. So that sort of gives you a sense of where this would sort of land, right in between an 8 and a 9. It is a PSA Pop 5, and there are 9 copies graded higher, including 3 Gem Mint 10s, none of which have ever been put up for sale. And number 1, who's really feeling lucky? 1979 Pwcc Hockey unopened wax case. The case contains 16 boxes, each of which has 48 packs. And the case was found unopened. I believe it was an attic find in Oregon maybe, but it was sent to Baseball Card Exchange, who opened the case and sealed and certified each individual box, as you can see here. And then again, also certified that the case was discovered unopened and nothing has been opened or tampered with. 1979 is the all-important Wayne Gretzky rookie year, and I believe you're expected to get something like 25 to 30 Wayne Gretzky rookies in a case like this, assuming normal distribution. And there has not been a case of 1979 Pwcc Hockey known to exist in many, many years. Sold for $3,720,000, and I believe this is the new all-time record sale of any sports card unopened product, any sport. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I could not find a higher sale, and I'm going to trust my research department on this one. For anyone wondering, a PSA 10 Wayne Gretzky did sell for right about this price a few years ago, $3.75 million. So if you opened up this case and pulled just one Gretzky that graded a PSA 10, you would be well up. But chances are there's not a PSA 10 Gretzky in here. Even though it's unopened product, the quality control was extremely poor back then. If every single copy of the Gretzkys you pulled graded a 9, let's say, you would roughly break even on just the Gretzkys. But again, very unlikely you're going to get a whole bunch of 9s. You might get a few, but that's just sort of the rough distribution. Much more likely is you'll get some 5s, 6s, 7s, and 8s, couple 9s, and it would be well down if you were to open this case. But I mean, I guess if you pulled 2 10s, you would be way up. So, like I asked at the beginning, who's feeling lucky? But that's it. Your top 10 this week featured 2 Mickey Mantle and 1 each of Willie Mays, Babe Ruth, Joe DiMaggio, Shoeless Joe Jackson, an 86 Fleer set, a 69 top set, a 66 tops wax box, and a 1979 OPC unopened case. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you all again next time. Thanks everyone.